Well, when it comes to financial infidelity, it should be no surprise that where there is dishonesty when it comes to finances, it is the biggest challenge of all in a given relationship. Joining us now to talk about it, family law attorney, once again, Lené DeRudder. We appreciate you taking the time with us, Lené. So tell us a little bit about financial infidelity and your time practicing. What's changed, say, today versus 10 or even 15 years ago?
Well, hi, Brian. How are you? What's changed? I'm not sure there's a big change in the infidelity part. I think that, you might see a shifting of who's committing that infidelity. A lot of the, because the face of marriages are changing, right? So you have,
right.
They're saying the baby boomers are the ones that are committing this infidelity, but, you have the stay-at-home moms that they're caregivers and the husband's working. And so they're saying, there's a lot of spending on that side, but there's also hiding money on their side. And I'm not sure that's changed that much in the last 10 years. I think you still have, it all comes down to what you said, the dishonesty. And so I think that you're just seeing, I haven't seen anything different other than, where people hide money or they're incurring a lot of debt and they haven't told their spouse about it. And so it comes out in the divorce, even more so than what the other side expected. I mean, they might have suspected something, but they didn't realize it was as bad as a situation as it is.
And that kind of coincides with, and I could have been more specific for you, but technology. So, financial infidelity has long been the biggest issue, but once upon a time, it might have been more challenging for someone to hide money in a relationship. With the use of technology these days, does that change the dynamic and make it easier for somebody to potentially hide finances for a longer period of time and leading to problems that might become more pervasive than in times previous?
I think so. I mean, I think technology does make a difference, especially with all these ways to pay for things now, right? So, it's not even just PayPal where you can pull a PayPal account, but it's even the cash transactions through the different Venmo apps and the Zelle apps. Like, you can be sending money to different places and you can lie about it. And, I haven't really ever gotten into a situation where we request bank statements and bank accounts and credit card statements and all those good things. But I, haven't gotten into where, how do we, on our discovery, how do we look and find out where exactly all this money is going to or what it's going for? Because you can disguise it.
How does financial illiteracy play into a lot of this? We see where even the average college graduate might be technically financially illiterate. If you're not very knowledgeable and if you don't make an effort to really have these conversations before getting married, is that laying the groundwork for people to kind of be oblivious?
That's a good question. I think you have to communicate about everything, right? So it doesn't matter what the topic is, and finances is a big one. I'm not sure. I think it lays the groundwork, definitely. If you're not communicating about the beginning, there's not a lot of transparency. But I think what leads to that infidelity financially a lot of times are some bigger issues, and so there needs to be communication there. And it's not just that someone's hiding money, or it's not just that someone's incurring this debt, or someone's not taking care of tax, their tax liabilities. There's shame, or there's neglect, or there's these deeper things that are hurting in the marriage, and there's not communication about it. And so the financial issues kind of manifest from all of that.
And in terms of it being the top issue, is that... You mentioned that this might be kind of like a catalyst related to some other things. Has the overall reason why people get divorced, for the most part, stay the same, even though technology and some of the ways we go about things, including work, have changed?
So people always want to pinpoint, and finances are a big issue. People always want to pinpoint, one issue of what is the top issue that leads to people getting divorced. And if I had to say, you said at the beginning, dishonesty, which leads to trust. And so it doesn't matter what topic that is. I mean, I think finances are certainly a big catalyst, because it also goes to stability and security, right? And then the debt part goes to, you're going to ruin my future and the children's future, or whatever, our family's future. So I think you're still seeing I mean, that's still, it's been an age-old issue. I think it's an even bigger issue still, but it all goes back to, the core things of trust. The dishonesty breaks the trust, and you find out that someone's doing something that jeopardizes your stability and your security and your future. And so it's really hard at that point to stay in that relationship.
Sure. Well, thank you very much for checking in and, sharing the information, the time with us as well. Lené DeRudder, again, family law attorney. You may follow on Twitter at Lené A. DeRudder.